welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. All right, well, here we go. Let's move this thing along. Yeah, all right. Okay, nothing nasty and unpleasant. There is a pink sheep over there. You don't see those very often in this version, but they do happen. All right, let's see. I need to go that way anyhow, so let's see this a little closer. Yeah. Now, should I get the pink wool? I think maybe I should get the pink wool. Yeah. I can just throw away that excess cobble that I don't need. I'll take the pink wool. And while I'm taking wool, I'll go ahead and take the white wool too. Why not? All right. Moving onward. Onward to the FarLands. Okay. Here we go. This is the morning of the 283rd day since leaving spawn. The world size is currently at 3,559.83 megabytes as of the beginning of this episode. And we travel onward. And of course, that world size means that we are now only 440.17 megabytes away from reaching the interim 4,000 megabyte goal. And by the way, I think I'm going to try to do something different in the way of goals and interim goals and whatnot going forward. Oh, yeah. Let's grab a shot of that. And then move onward and leave it behind. Because that's what we do. We leave things behind. Absolutely. Okay, traveling on. Headed to the FarLands in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, the last version of Minecraft to still have the FarLands in it. And along the way, the objective, or an objective, is to raise money for Child's Play charity. A worthy cause. Gets books, toys, and games to kids in hospitals all over the world. It makes their stay more bearable. It, to help take the mind off of the horrors and scary things of illness and hospital stays and medical procedures and surgeries and so on and so forth. And that's really very worth doing. So let's support that, huh? Yeah, definitely. Well, the fundraising goal for Child's Play series, Child's Play charity, is $6,346.45, and so far a total of 179.12 has been raised. That is a grand total of 2.82% of the goal, and I'd like to see that reach 100. How about you? Of course you would like to see it reach 100 because that's cool. And we all want cool, of course. And, I did a little bit of math. And, we only need 1,233 more $5 donations to reach that goal. 1,234 people, or 1,233, whatever, donating $5. I'll tell you what. Donating $5 is easy. Even I, the guy who's always broke, even I can donate $5. And I'll tell you what, when I get paid this next month, I will do that. Let's see how many people are willing to match me on that. And we'll see if we can't get some noticeable increase in that percentage towards the goal. How about that? I think we can do it. Because we're cool people. We're cool people because I'm walking to the FarLands, and you're cool people because you're watching as I walk to the FarLands. Hey, yeah. Okay, I suppose I probably stretched that about as far as I dare. It's time to change the subject. Oh, boy. Well, I'm sure some of y'all... Oh, just a second. The only good chicken is a sandwich. I'm sure that at least some are wondering about the title of this episode's The Pancake Diet. Now, I assure you that this is not some crazy fad in which people decide that they're going to lose mountains of weight by eating pancakes. That's not going to happen. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. Yeah. Hold the phone. We have a spawner to deal with. Or explore. All right. Can I block? Oh, I know I can, but is it going to? Oh, that's right. Make it worse. All right. Let's get some of this cobble. And just get rid of the source blocks here. All right, great. Oh, we'll just kill you. I think that's a skeleton spawner. Definitely don't want that. Come on, break. Thank you. Now, I know a bunch of people just went crazy. OMG, you just killed a spawner. Yes, I killed a spawner. Arrest me. Okay. Iron, I'll take that. Bread. Well, I guess I'll see. I want to keep my bucket. What have I got too much of? Oh, I got the pink wool. 1 stack of cobble, or coal is all I need. Okay. No, I'm not going down there. No, 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 no. I am, however, going to take just a minute and see if I can find another chest, because there is frequently 2 in here in these things. Here's one. More iron. Some string. Okay. That'll do. We're done. Awesome. Okay. Let's move onward. Okay, now, where was I? I was talking about, or starting to talk about, this thing called the pancake diet. This is not a crazy weight loss fad, as I said. This is, in fact, anything but, because I guarantee you that if you go on a diet of nothing but pancakes, your backside and other parts are going to enlarge, and you will gain weight. So why would you want to go on a pancake diet? A diet wherein every morning when you get up you have pancakes, and when you decide that it's supper time, you make a batch of pancakes and have those. And also for any other meal. There's only one reason why you would do this, and that's because you don't have a choice, because it's the last thing you have left. That's about the size of it. You see, a couple of months ago, I derped bad and forgot about a automatic bill payment that was going to come out, and I forgot about it partly because it is a once-a-year thing. I am correcting this problem, and it won't happen again because I have made a note in my bills file of this payment and the date that it comes out automatically and how much it is, so that I will be able to remember to take it into account when doing budgeting in the future. However, it came out when I didn't have enough money to cover it. This caused an overdraft. The overdraft means that I have to pay back the amount of the overdraft plus the $35 overdraft fee and any other fees and whatnot involved. And yeah, that bites badly. Oh, come on, get it together here. There we go. So, this month, I put a lot of time and thought into my bill paying and who was going to get paid, how much and when, and all that stuff. And I worked it out and adjusted my budget downward in order to allow for this and so on, so that as long as I don't let it happen again, then in March, when my money shows up, I will be free and clear. And the problem will be caught up with and over. So that much is great. The problem is that it required sacrificing a bunch out of what resources that I would normally use to buy groceries. Now, I tried to allow for this and adapt to it to a degree by changing things up a little bit and trying to cheapen what I buy and try to buy things that are intended to last a lot longer and are excessively or at least reasonably cheap, inexpensive, low cost, and so on. And this meant deciding that low cost had to take priority over being good for you. You know, you can have food that is extremely low cost, or you can have food that is good for you. Pick one. It's that simple. You cannot have both. It isn't possible. There is no such thing as both. It's a choose. It's an either or. And so I made the hard choice, and I went for super cheap, not necessarily even stuff that I like. This involved buying ramen noodles. And I have come to hate ramen noodles, because ramen noodles are a sign. Ramen noodles mean you're broke. You're so broke you can't even afford real food, so you're stuck eating ramen noodles. Ramen noodles makes you want to go and kill an innocent sheep for no reason, just simply because you had to eat ramen noodles the other day. Absolutely. Ramen noodles are evil. All right, let's get off of this before I fall into that. So, there you go. I used to love ramen noodles. They were fantastic. Of course, ramen noodles used to be like 10 cents a package or something like that. Yeah. And these days, well, like everything else, the price has been going up and so on. But there's still some of the cheapest things out there. So ramen noodles, cheap off-brand bologna, the kind that is packaged with so much water that it's hard to get a grip on the doggone slice of meat when you're going to make a sandwich. You know, that sort of thing. And other cheapenings of the menu that, frankly, nobody in their right mind or left mind have any interest in doing, because it's unappetizing and unappealing as all get out. So there is a move of last resort sort of thing. And I did this, and I did the best I could with the little bit that I had left after making sure all of the bills and such were taken care of and current. That's very important. Keep everything as current as possible, because if I fall behind, I'll never get caught up. And that's just the way that flies. Brief mute. Oh boy, that was a bad one. You can tell it was a bad one because I actually hit the escape key and paused. I don't do that unless the coughing is particularly bad, and I realize that I'm not going to be able to keep an eye out around me for what's going on or what might be sneaking up on me or things like that. Missed. And so, yeah. Anyhow, I got the budget all figured out. I figured out that if I could get these things paid, if I could make it through the month without another financial disaster like that happening, that everything would be awesome and cool. The next month, I would not be starting off in the hole. That's the big part, is when you start off in the hole, it's very hard to not still be in the hole the next month when you start again. And so I got it worked out. I figured it out. I managed to do it. That part is all done and done. All I have to do now is get through the remainder of the month without anything else like that happening. And that's either through anything that I haven't thought of or that I have forgotten about, or through getting desperate and going, okay, F it all, I'm going to go to the store and get something. You know, as long as I don't let myself do something like that, and nothing inadvertent and unplanned happens, then everything will be cool next month. I just have to get through what's left of this one. And the pancake diet was invented yesterday. The pancake diet was invented yesterday when I reached the point of I have nothing else left except for some flour and a few other ingredients that can be used to make pancakes. Now, I could have called it the biscuit diet because, I can go around. In addition to pancakes, one can also use most of those same ingredients to make biscuits. And by biscuits, I don't mean the cookie style, the more cookie-like European biscuits. I'm talking about good old American biscuits. Mostly because I don't know how to make the other kind. Anyway. So there we are. I found a recipe. I went looking for pancake batter recipes and biscuit recipes also, by the way. Actually, biscuit recipe I didn't have to look for. I already had one of those from way back. It's a very simple drop biscuit recipe that you can make with flour, water, a very teeny tiny amount of vinegar, and some baking soda, and a very few other things that you just take the dough. You don't even roll it out and knead it or anything like that. You just bunch it up and drop little balls of dough onto a cookie sheet, throw it into an oven. Bang. They're very ugly biscuits, but they're quite good, actually. And so on. So, there's that. And then there's the pancake batter thing. And, let's see. I actually had a text file with this recipe in it because, hey, with a cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 1/4 of baking powder, a teeny bit of salt, a little bit of butter. Okay, the original recipe called for margarine, but I don't believe in margarine, so anywhere something says margarine, I translate it and say butter. And then 1 egg. And the egg is optional. If you don't have the egg, you can still keep doing it anyway. Yeah. You just mix all this up and pour it onto a hot griddle. Cook them up about 4 minutes aside. And they came out light and fluffy and pretty good, actually. made me wish I had syrup. Of course, I'm diabetic and I really need to avoid syrup because syrup is made of sugar. I know because I have a syrup recipe. Brown sugar, granulated sugar, a little bit of water, some vanilla, and a pinch of salt. And that can be used to make up a very basic, elementary, simple syrup. You know, it's not, it's, oh, come on. It's not, you know, it's a long way from Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima would cringe to see something like that, I'm sure, because it is not a classic maple syrup or anything like that. It's a very basic, very simple kind of thing that you can make when you can't make anything else. You know, have you noticed I'm kind of into a thing of learning how to do stuff super cheap that most folks wouldn't necessarily believe that you could do for that cheap. But you can. If you look around and spend a few minutes searching Google, you can find all kinds of things that you can actually do for far cheaper than people would expect you to be able to. Anyway, so I'm doing all that, getting through it, and I get down to where I'm out of everything else. And I did wait until I was completely out of everything else because I didn't really want to do that. You know, I'm trying to lose weight here, you know? But I knew it was going to get there. And so I started doing the pancake thing. And the pancakes are good. I like them. Granted, after another week and a half or so, I'm probably not going to like them so much anymore. But after another week and a half or so, I won't have to like them at all for probably quite a while until I actually feel like they might be a good idea again. The one thing I noticed about the recipe is that the source that I got it from, it said, after listing the ingredients and giving the how-to and so on, it said that this recipe makes 6 pancakes. You lying SOB. You dirty lying SOB. That does not make 6 pancakes. Not in this or any other universe. I guarantee you it doesn't. I have so far made that recipe twice. And the first time, I got a whole 5. No, I didn't. I got 4 out of it. I got 4 what I would consider medium small pancakes. I mean, we're talking about, they were about 5 inches across, roughly speaking. I didn't actually measure, but it's, you know, eyeballing. And I'm thinking, okay, how do you get 6 out of this thing? I can barely get 5. And all I can think of is somebody's, I don't know, making $50 pancakes or something like that. I don't get it. How do you make 6 pancakes out of that little bit of batter? Of course, I learned pancakes a little bit differently. See, pancakes were a thing when I was growing up, and it was, I know it was a money-saving feature thing on the part of my parents, but, you know, it was a money-saving thing. 5 kids, you save money any way you can. And but us kids, we loved the pancake thing. When it was pancake time, we loved it. I know my parents did it often because it was a money-saving thing. I'm aware of that. Well, now I am. But we all considered it to be a huge treat. And the thing about it was, pancakes were not made small. Not even the small size that I was making them at, which apparently is bigger than what the recipe people, whoever made the recipe, decided to use. Because back then, pancakes were made plate-sized. They were poured out and made to be big enough that they would cover a plate. And that's the way I grew up, knowing how pancakes were supposed to be. I considered anything smaller than that to be made wrong. And frankly, I do still think of it that way. If it's not big enough to cover like 98% of the surface area of a plate, then it's too small. And that counts as having been made wrong. But for this recipe and this purpose, I did size them down. I think next time I'm going to make them bigger. And what I'm going to do is, instead of trying for 6 little teeny tiny ones, I'm going to make 3 great big ones. I'm going to make 3 much larger ones. And my only limit on the size is how big they can be and still be easy to turn over in one attempt. If I can still successfully turn it over in the first try, then that's cool. You know, you go to turn it over and part of it tears off and falls in the wrong place, or, you know, anything like that, then it's too big. Other than that, make those things bigger. I want it big enough to roll it up and use it like a big fluffy tortilla. Now, how about that for a picture? Yeah. Oh boy. I'm going to do that next time. I'm going to make them bigger. And actually, I'm tempted to kind of math it out. I think I can probably make 3 very decently plate-sized pancakes out of that batch of batter. And that'll work. That works for a decent meal. And when you're eating something like that, you only need a dead cow. And yeah. Okay. We're getting towards the lower half of the 3rd day here. And I'm out of boats already. Get rid of you. Oh, I said get out of here. I don't want to carry 2 different colors of wool because it's not going to all fit in the same inventory slot. I know, he says as he's carrying a bunch of pink wool. That's a special circumstance. Okay, come on. Looks like I'm going to be spending the night over there. Yeah. All right. Anyhow, that's the whole thing about the pancake diet. It's not recommended for weight loss. If you're trying to lose weight and you can afford better food, don't use the pancake diet. It will make you bigger. Your backside will hate you for it. You know. And so on. It's one thing to have something like that once in a while as a treat or even as a regular thing, but you don't want to do it as your only solitary thing, unless that's the only solitary thing that you have left. And I am also going to take a moment, having talked about all of this and subject basically that involves the subject matter of being poor and broke and out of money and all this stuff, I have to mention this because in the past, in the not too distant past, there is an alleged human being, I think that person is human, they may not be, that has accused me several times. And matter of fact, they make it what they do is they make it a habit of leveling the accusation each and any time I say anything about money and or the lack thereof. Specifically, the accusation is of, quote, "You're always begging for money." I am not begging for money. And that's the thing right there. Let me take this back another. There. That's not quite so claustrophobic. Okay, so yeah, this alleged person does that. They like to accuse me of, "You're always begging for money." Well, yes and no. Actually, it's no, but in a way, I'm trying to raise funds for Child's Play charity, but that money's not for me. That goes straight to Child's Play. I never see one teensy little red cent of it. And I don't want to, because it's not for me. Anyway, I just thought I would mention that because, yeah, I have to, because it just kind of gets kind of really, really old after a while. What am I going to get rid of here? Oh, flatulence. Okay. I think I'm going to have to reconsider something about the way I'm doing things. Right now I'm doing the mushroom stew, which is the best food in the game, but it requires carrying brown mushrooms, red mushrooms, and a bowl. So that's 3 inventory slots to keep the stew 1 bowl at a time. I think I need to rearrange that. And, okay, I don't need that bucket. Yeah, I didn't realize there was an extra in there. Okay, anyway, I'm going to work on that. And to everyone watching, I say thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here. And to alleged humans, get a life.